Hey everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of First Impressions on the Scratch a Track podcast, presented by the Dude and Grim Show and co-produced by Mr. IBEST. I am the Dude.
And I am Grim. And today we are going to talk about the somewhat newly released archive material by the Silverbacks. I guess it's not the Silverbacks. It just says Silverbacks archive material.
I believe that is correct, Grim. I gotta admit, I've only listened to this a few times. It has been out for a little bit, and you recommended it the other day, or our co-producer, Mr. IVEST, recommended it, and you liked it. So then I listened to it. That seems to be sometimes how the chain of command works in this whole production we got going here.
Yeah.
But I think right off, man, I don't know if it was you or him. I think you kind of threw out that it was very reminiscent of like Pavement and Parquet Courts.
Yeah, it was like Pavement meets Parquet Courts.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
I mean, I just, the vocals to me sound so much like Stephen Malkmus.
Yeah,
On a couple of these songs, a job worth something, and what is it? They Were Never Our People, and Central Tones. Those are the ones I like. The three ones where I was like, wow, okay. If you're a Pavement fan or Parquet Court, like you're gonna dig that. It was like the sound of his voice and Pavement, but also the cadence of like Parquet Courts a little bit.
Yeah, sure. And even musically, I mean, kind of reminiscent of those two, which I really like both of them. So yeah, out of the gate, I probably listened to it a handful of times now, and keep listening to it. So I'm surprised. If it were a different week, I probably would have had the vinyl already to hold up.
Right.
So
yeah,
I really dug this. It was refreshing to hear because I guess I just haven't heard anything kind of like this in a while, and that is what Mr. IBEST said when he had picked it up. But the thing was released in January. I mean, so it's been out. This is we're kind of late to the party on this a little bit.
A little bit. Well, it's interesting. This is a relatively young band.
Yeah.
Now, they in 2020 they came out with their debut album Fad, I believe. But as you know, the whole world was kind of going through something at the time that most of us know about. So, that album came out, and it's not like they could go on tour and promote or do anything. So they just kind of had to let it kind of sit there for a bit, but they kind of said that this one, the two brothers, the O'Kellys, they said that they really envisioned this as sort of just like a part two to that album.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, dude, have you given that one a listen? Because
I will be soon. One thing that should be noted, at least when I was searching for the music initially, Silverbacks is not a completely unique name. Because there was several things out there, and I had the name of the album, and so I'm looking through the band of this, and I'm like, there is no album in here called Archive Materials. So, then I had to search for it by the album name, and that was unique enough that you could find it.
You're able to get it. Yeah, I did notice. When I searched for it, something else popped up, and it said there were like two albums from 2022, and I was like, "Oh wow, they got two already!
Yeah.
Wow, good for them!"
It's
right?
like another King Gizzard,
King Gizzard, right? Or Jack White? I don't know.
Yeah.
But dude, one thing that I did like about it is another member of the band, Emma Hanlon. She sings on a handful of tracks, and I do like her tracks. It does mix it up.
It's a nice contrast. So I agree.
It is. And, I didn't find, there wasn't a whole lot of information out here that I don't have a wiki page that I could find. But I did find a great article by Stereo Gum, and where they interview the brothers, and they kind of go track by track kind of through, the interviewer, and they talk about the songs track through track. So if people are already fans of this album and like it, and you want to get a little more information, definitely check that out. It's pretty cool. We'll try to link it below if we can.
Yeah. And while you're below looking for the link, I mean, please feel free to go ahead and
like, subscribe, and comment below.
So for me, dude, I wouldn't say it grabbed me right away. But having said that, you know, Parquet Courts didn't grab me right away. Pavement, I think they had a few songs that I had heard that were, you know, kind of hooked me. And so then I was able to get into their albums.
And I just listen to it all the time too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But you know, it took me a little bit to get into like Parquet Courts and stuff. So it might take me some more listens to get into this. There were some songs that I liked and I enjoyed, but I can't say right off the bat there's just like that one song that I'm like, oh man, that's one I'm going to go back to. Like if there was just like a one-off. Do you have like a one-off song?
I do.
For yourself? Okay, what do you got?
Title track, man, number 1.
Okay.
Archive material. Okay. I like the way they do the chorus. Everything about that one grabbed me, so I was like, I think I'm gonna enjoy this album. And then I liked everything that came subsequently. And I looked at it. I mean, it's 12 tracks. It's not even 40 minutes.
Right.
The record, when you look at the cover of the album, it does kind of have an aesthetic that does remind me a little bit of Parquet Courts too, because it's sort of hand drawn and
sure.
There's something about it that was reminiscent of that.
Yeah, no, I definitely see that. You know, one of the songs that really stood out to me was Different Kind of Holiday.
Yeah.
And one I like that title. Obviously, I think it's certainly a reference also to the pandemic, because that was just like a different kind of a holiday, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know, but dude, that song really reminds me of LCD Sound System. The song, dude, North American Scum. That's the song
interesting.
That really came to my head. And it's funny, I was reading that interview that I was telling you about, and one of the brothers actually said, yeah, we wanted to make it sound a little bit like a dance song, a bit of a polished Hot Chocolate Jam meets Gang of Four, and maybe a little bit of LCD Sound System.
Wow.
So I was like, dude, you know, a little pat on the back for myself.
I could, you know, it's funny. Gang of Four, I can hear a little bit of Gang of Four in the style, but with a much more pleasant tonality, because Gang of Four is kind of really dissonant and rough in a lot of ways. But if you listen to Gang of Four, I think you could definitely get that similarity too. But I didn't realize this was kind of like, it sounds like this is kind of a scene, like where they're from, this sort of like post-punk sort of, because a lot of they were also
from Dublin.
Yeah, they were also compared to like Television, which is like an early kind of post-punk sort of band, and I can see that comparison too.
It's kind of Eastern thing, huh?
Far from it. Actually, I think because they were a New York band.
Yeah. Well, you know, I will say there's, you know, the one song that I don't love is, or actually, there's a part of it I really don't love, and that's in Economo.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like, it's Economo. I don't know. I just don't like the way he sings it and the way he says kind of that phrase. Just doesn't do it for me.
Sounds like scratch foreshadowing.
Dude, I think it might be.
Mark that
I will say I really like the last song, which Emma sings on. It's I'm Wild. And dude, it kind of has like and not just because it's a female singer, but the song sort of has a Wolf Alice feel to me a little bit.
Yeah. It's funny. I think Wolf Alice is English, correct?
I believe so, yes.
I think those two, that was a 2022 album, wasn't it? Or was that 2021? Wolf Alice.
That was last year.
Oh, I was gonna say if those two coincided in the same year, that would have been a really good competition between those two for, you know what I mean? Just similar sort of makeup of the band and a lot of things. Where they're from.
Played a battle of the bands.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
Well, I don't know, Graham, you got anything more you want to drop in this album, or any overall thoughts?
I don't know.
You're going to be picking it up, it sounds like.
Oh, dude, yeah. I will be. I immediately put it on my want list. So I'd give it 2 thumbs up and a couple of these too, because it's pretty sweet. Wow. You like that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure if I'll pick it up. If I do pick it up, I'll probably wait for it to come out on Classic Black. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So far, I'd put it in top 3 of the year for me.
Woo. Wow. Okay. I don't even know. I have no ranking system as of right now.
Well, I'm just thinking
I'll give
about
it a smiley face.
I really like Mahal. That to me, that's kind of like number one. And then you got this and the Smile. I mean, those are the ones that really, for me, have kind of just grabbed me by the lapels.
Oh, Carlos. All right, cool.
So,
all right, everyone. Well, let us know what you guys think below. Have you heard it? Do you like it? What do you say about the first album? Do you see a progression? Let us know what you think, because we would like to know down below. It's time to go.
The
Dude and Grim Show.
Scratch the Track is produced by the Dude and Grim. Additional music provided by More. That's .more and the Tims TIMNZ. Copyright 2022. The Dude and Grim Show.